Okay, well, this is what, the second one today? I think it's the second one. I felt it necessary to load up a video on Odyssey, and the link to that is in the description box below. And there are things on there that I can't discuss here. You all know how that is. Such an inconvenience when I could have just said what I needed to say and probably said it better. I had some technical difficulties with Odyssey today, and also getting the links into the box. You may find that the links don't work. Thank you for letting me know that that you're 5 by 5, or that I'm 5 by 5. A little rattled still because of this problem with Odyssey. I don't know what exactly was going on. It's probably not Odyssey's fault, and I don't think it is the person's websites that I was putting up or the connections and links there. I think there's something else going on in my particular system that's probably not allowing me to access those. So again, I don't know if the links work. There's no way for me to tell because, well, I can't tell. So anyway, when you go into the description box below, you click on that link. It'll take you to Odyssey with the video that I have that's called a Moloch cocktail, same as this one is titled here. And I give a short introduction about the videos that are in that description box, and I hope they work. If they don't, try copying them and pasting them into your URL box, right, into your search engine, and see if that'll work. And I'll try to fix it later if it doesn't work. But basically, I think my explanation kind of tells you what it is, and at least the website there that I'm referring to is good. Hi, Felicia, how you doing? So, um, I can't really discuss the information here because of the nature of it, but it's disturbing to me that a lot of conservatives in particular who are not wanting to go through with the GMI are trying to select and I'm not talking about the therapeutics like, like IV, Mectin, and HCQ, those things, and some others. Uh, that's not what I'm talking about in this video. It's talking about the other thing that is being pushed as an answer to not taking the GMIs in a miracle thing. And you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll know exactly what it is. Most of you probably already know a Moloch cocktail. So, at any rate, again, I'm beating around the bush because I don't want that to be a problem. So please go look at it in the description box below. And when you get there, again, like I said, and listen to my little spiel there, which is kind of disjointed because I was still fiddling with the internet connection. There were some problems, but at any rate, then go in the description box and see if you can get those links up. And you'll see what it is that I'm concerned with. And the person that's been doing all of this work, all of this research, has been interviewed by David Knight. Hi, Jesse. How you doing? BP Earthwatch has been interviewed by David Knight now a couple of times, and David's very meticulous about research, and this person's done a great job, and so you'll see why it's so important for us to see what she has to offer. So that's really all I have to say. Uh, I don't want to take a lot of time here now because you'll miss that, and we could talk and discuss some things. Uh, but what haven't I said already? Pretty much the whole thing. I did put up the video last night, the live stream where we talked about this thing and showed how that phrase is actually affected the way the women have been viewed, along with all the other things. I talked about that, and then I also talked today a little further about what the Hebrew male and female is. And if you haven't seen that, you might want to go see it. It says more on male and female, and I think you'll be very interested in the letters of the Hebrew alphabet and how they correspond to male characteristics and female characteristics, and that those things are eternal. They're not something that, anyway, there are a lot of different viewpoints on that. I guess I won't get into it here, but at any rate, it's really a beautiful thing when you understand the process and what we've been created to be. and to become. So anyway, I'll just leave it at that. And there's some positive signs going on, and there are lots of negatives. I don't see anybody really standing up to call this out that's in a position of competent authority, all the terrible things that are happening. The 144,000 witnesses are female according to the Sefer. Well, Sefer Yetzirah? I'm not sure what you're talking about when you say the Sefer, unless it's the Sefer Yetzirah. The 144,000, if you're getting that to be female, that's a mistake. And the reason why I'll explain this is because Israel and Israel's God only count the males. They don't count the females. For instance, the Exodus, for instance, was just counting all the males. That's all they do. It does not include the females or the children when they number Israel. Okay, so no, it's not the females. Sorry about that. No, and you can get that also from some other areas. But at any rate, I'll just leave it at that. The Sefer Yetzer, if you thought that it was saying the females were what was being counted, no, that's not right. I don't know where you're getting that. Um, so we'll just leave it at that. Uh, I really shouldn't do a whole lot of other questions here, but let's see. We the people look in the description for the link to what's up. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, right. Felicia has the same thing. She's explaining the same thing about the male numbering. Um, we do know, of course, that I never can say her name right. Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty today on what, 4 or 5 counts, 4 of 5 counts, I believe. Uh, you know, that might be good. It might be bad. I'm not really sure what to think of all this yet. One thing's for sure: the truth of the matter will never come out completely. That's just not going to happen. I don't know what the end result will be, but the information that we're putting out on this particular video here and on the one that's on Odyssey has to do with that to some extent. It's still having to do with the mistreatment of the females, the women, and the children, and it's all related. So again, I don't see this being resolved anytime soon. They're going to throw a few of their own under the bus. I imagine that some of the people that head our medical establishments here in the U.S. are going to be thrown on the bus here pretty soon. This whole thing, there's so much deception and intrigue and corruption and criminal conduct, ungodly conduct, actually devilish, evil conduct, that it's really hard to figure out exactly what's going on and what exactly we can do about it. But one thing's for sure, as I've been saying, our concentration that we've been forced to look at these things day in and day out, hour after hour, week after week, year after year, is taking its toll on our spiritual health. Our spiritual health. And so that's why I'm talking more about things, even though they're controversial on the spiritual side, because I know it's like this person here that thinks that says that the Sefer, and again, I don't know what they're referring to, the Sefer Yetzirah, or Sefer just means book. So I'm not sure which book they're actually referring to, but the disagreement on what the 144,000 are. We can discuss those things, and we'll have disagreements on that. But I put all that aside now, okay? What's important is, as I've been pointing out for some time and really concentrating on here lately, are our relationships with each other. Because that's what they're trying to destroy and divide, okay? The evil ones, as they always have. And I've gone back to not arguing necessarily. I mean, I've presented a lot of early Christian things as opposed to the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Torah and all kinds of other information for discussion and for you to think about. But I'm really only insisting on two things as far as saying that these two things are non-negotiable. no matter what your faith, no matter what your belief, no matter what your doctrinal position or your dogmatic position or whatever. And that is that, and I could quote Jesus here again when he was asked, what is the greatest commandments, right? And he says, well, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, mind, and strength, and love thy neighbor as thyself. Upon these two are all the law and the prophets. And as I've explained, James was talking about that with the royal law of the priesthood and the perfect law of liberty, which is righteousness, which is treating your fellow man as you would like to be treated, which is exactly what Jesus was talking about. And then to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. That's piety. And depending upon your particular situation, you may be called upon to do something that somebody else is not. And there's no sense in us arguing about those points because God will deal with us due to our individual capacities and understandings and the mission that He has for us. So the important thing are those two things, and then all the rest will fall into line. So I've been concentrating on that for a long time, as well as that male and female relationship, because those are all that really matter. Nothing else matters. All right, so that's all I've got. I hope you all have a great evening, and please go look at that in the description box below. Again, it'll take you to Odyssey, and then I give a short explanation there, and then you can go into the description box and see the links that are in there, and they're all important. And of course, the one is about the situation with the military and them being purged through the use of this whole medical system. Okay. And that's the whole idea. They're taking us down, ladies and gentlemen. And we've been a wicked nation. We've done wicked things. Even myself, when I was in the military and I look back, I was told one thing was going on when really something else has been going on the whole time. So I'm as guilty of this. As another reason why I've been trying to pay back some of that karma, I guess you could call it, because we have been evil in the world, and especially with the what we've done with the innocents, the children, uh, the stealing of widows' houses, the taxation system, wars, everything. We're just we are. There's another nation that's as bad as we are, and I'm not going to get into that tonight. But in some circles, we're considered one and the same, and some of you might know what I'm talking about when I say that. But again, I don't want to get into that here. That's probably something I'd have to cover on Odyssey. All right. Okay, that's all I've got. It's already been almost 15 minutes, so I'll go ahead and go. Please go watch that uh, and give the person that has put up all this time that's in that description box, the website, give that lady a lot of credit and a lot of thanks because she's done a lot of work and really exposed this whole thing. And we really, really need to pull away from Babylon. We need, as hard as that is, we need to get. We've got to separate ourselves from this system in every way, shape, and form that we can. All right. Okay, that's all I've got. Y'all have a great night. If I don't see you again, Happy New Year. Some people say, "Ah, why are you doing that?" Well, so what? Not a big deal. All right, y'all take care. We'll see you. Looks like I took a picture, or somebody did. That happens quite a bit, actually. Somebody on the other side takes a picture. Okay, out here.